Lucy, we have a problem.
Before we get into this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. Now, here's a fact for you. Florida is reigniting debate after it just rolled out its Don't Tread on Me license plate earlier this month. Drivers in the Sunshine State can now order Don't Tread on Me license plates, complete with the yellow and black image from the Gaston flag from the Revolutionary War. That great Governor Ron DeSantis announced that the sales from the plates will go to veteran organizations. This is a proud moment for patriots across the country. But what about the rest of us in the other 49 states? So listen closely, because I'm about to reveal a new way to showcase Don't Tread on Me without a license plate. The new version of the Don't Tread on Me flag is the United We Stand Gold Challenge coin. The outer ring of this gold challenge coin states, United We Stand, and commands anyone to not tread on me. Carry this United We Stand coin in your pocket, in your gear, or in your vehicle as a reminder of the responsibilities that we have as patriots to defend our country. In addition to being an honorable accessory to your everyday carry, it doubles as a gift-worthy collectible that will last for generations. Thousands of satisfied Americans proudly carry their United We Stand coin everywhere that they go. Now, can you imagine making a lifelong friend because another patriot saw this coin and decided to strike up a conversation? Try, review, and inspect the United We Stand coin with your own hands, risk-free for 60 days, simply by going to www.unitedwestandcoin.com or simply clicking on the link below. It's free, just cover shipping. This is time sensitive, so hurry up. Now, after entering your details, you'll receive your United We Stand coin to your doorstep in a few short days. Now, let's get to this video.
You talked about the FBI, and we shouldn't be disparaging the FBI. I agree. The vast majority of the Americans, I think your quote was Americans doing their job at the FBI. I agree with that. They're good people. In fact, we know of 14 of them who've come to our office as whistleblowers and talked about the political nature that overwhelms the Washington field office and the FBI. That's our concern. The FBI lied to the FISA court. The FBI altered evidence to the FISA court. That's not Republicans on the Judiciary Committee saying that. That's Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General. And they did so they could spy on President Trump's campaign. They even had a woman pose as someone else, use the name Azra Turk to bump into one of the people who worked on the Trump campaign. You know what they call that? Spying. They did it. Pointing to that, that's what happened at the FBI, and now we have this, the issue in front of us, why this resolution of inquiry is so necessary. Last month, the FBI took the unprecedented step of raiding the home of a former president of the United States. Never happened in American history. And I would point out, not just the former president, but the likely presidential candidate for the Republican Party to run against the very Justice Department the Biden administration had go raid his home. The raid on the president's residence represents a shocking escalation of Biden administration's weaponization of law enforcement resources against its political opponents. Biden and DOJ is hidden behind a formal policy of not commenting on the investigation, all the while engaging in selective leaks of salacious accusations without any context to them. During the Biden administration, the department has shattered public confidence in equal application of the law. The department has filed politically motivated lawsuits against Republican-led states, artificially inflated domestic violence extremism statistics. We know that because a whistleblower has told us that they're juicing the numbers, and he's used counterterrorism resources to target parents at school board meetings. And again, we know all that because brave whistleblowers at the FBI agents have come forward and talked to us. The department has also selectively prosecuted and investigated political opponents of the Biden administration. A pattern has also emerged of Attorney General Garland seeking to prosecute cases against political opponents through leaks to friendly media sources rather than the courtroom.
FBI agents have told me from different places in the country that I've talked to, what Director Christopher Wray keeps telling us constantly is nothing about being honest, but his big line, they tell me, is protect the FBI brand. They say he makes clear, and they follow up by their actions making it clear, that if there's somebody in the FBI doing something wrong, you better not report it to anyone but your supervisor. And then those that complain to their supervisors, I've seen the complaints, they're retaliated against. So it becomes very clear to honest, honorable law enforcement people working at the FBI, at least, that when Christopher Wray says protect the FBI brand, he means don't you dare report anybody anywhere except your supervisor, and that way we can get rid of you, we can make your life miserable, we can get you out of the FBI. So it's only people who won't complain about lies, dishonesty, corruption, because the message seems pretty clear. We want people that will help us convict the people we want convicted, whether they're guilty or not. Never, ever before has a former president had the residents raided, and it's very clear that with Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland, here's the deal. If it's a supporter of President Trump, let's go after them, make their lives a living hell. Let's send the message out far and wide. You better back off supporting that guy, that former president, Donald Trump, or we'll come after you. We will come after your friends. And instead of doing what was done with people working with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who were given immunity agreements that would even include stuff like, we just want to see your laptop. And here's the deal we'll make with you. Instead of getting a search warrant, grabbing the laptop of Hillary Clinton's assistant, they made a deal. We just want to look at your laptop, and here's our deal. We will not use anything we find in the laptop against Secretary Clinton, against you, against anybody. We just need to see what's there. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to copy it or anything, and we promise we won't prosecute you. I have never, ever
Okay?
seen a deal like that. Who would make that kind of deal except corrupt people in the Department of Justice and the FBI? Because what you do if you're law enforcement, you get the warrant, you seize the laptop, and if there's evidence of crime on there, as you believe there is, then that can be used to prosecute the people instead of giving them an immunity agreement that you'll not come after them at all. There were incredible deals made to protect Secretary Clinton and to protect the people that worked for her and to make sure they had no reason to testify against their boss. The DOJ and the FBI chose to treat conservatives, chose to treat all of Donald Trump's friends, people that might have information against him. They were all treated very differently because there are two types of justice. Justice is no longer wearing a blindfold in Washington, D.C. And from some of the complaints I've seen, I used to think the problem was here at the national headquarters, but apparently it's not just the field office or the headquarters here. Because there has been so much corruption, it's spread over the country.
Well, multiple whistleblowers are now dropping bombshell after bombshell after bombshell on Congress's head. So just what are these multiple bombshells being dropped, not only on Congress's head, but we the people as well? Well, multiple whistleblowers have now come out exposing corruption within the FBI. Facebook spied on private messages of conservative right-wing individuals and then reported it to the FBI for domestic terrorism. No joke. Facebook spied on private messages of Americans who questioned the 2020 election. The article states this, and I quote, Facebook has been spying on the private messages and data of American users and reporting them to the FBI if they express anti-government or anti-authority sentiments or if they question the 2020 election, according to sources within the Department of Justice. Under the FBI collaboration operation, somebody at Facebook red flagged the supposedly subversive private messages over the past 19 months and transmitted them into redacted form to the Domestic Terrorism Operation Unit at the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. without a subpoena. Quote, it was done outside the legal process and without probable cause, alleged one of the sources who spoke on condition of anonymity. Facebook provides the FBI with private conversations which are protected by the First Amendment without subpoena. These private messages then have been farmed out as, quote, leads to FBI field offices around the country, which subsequently requested subpoenas from the partner U.S. Attorney's Office in their district to officially obtain the private conversations that Facebook had already shown them. First of all, Facebook goes, hey, we red flagged this. Look at this Trump supporter over here. He's holding a gun and, he's talking about the U.S. election, something he didn't like. Here you go. Let's pass it over to your domestic terrorist unit. And then the FBI takes it and says, okay, yeah. I'm now going to go and request this information legally because I got a lead about it. And we're going to go ask for something we already have, to make it official. This is massive corruption on a level we have never seen before. But then it goes on to describe just who it is exactly that they're after, right? More specifically, it says, the Facebook users whose private communications Facebook had red flagged as domestic terrorism for the FBI were all of them, conservative, right-wing individuals. Quote, they were gun-toting, red-blooded Americans who were angry after the election and shooting off their mouths and talking about staging protest. There was nothing criminal, nothing about violence or massacring or assassinating anyone. As soon as a subpoena was requested, within an hour, Facebook sent back gigabytes of data and photos. It was ready to go. They were just waiting for that legal process so that they could send it. And of course, Facebook denied the allegations of the whistleblower, but it goes on to describe who they were not targeting, and it says this: they, Facebook and the FBI, were looking for conservative right-wing individuals. None, zero, were the Antifa type. That is chilling to the core, especially that Biden has been pressuring the FBI to target, well, extremists, like, white supremacists, so he can back his claim that they're the most extreme threat to the United States of America. However, they're not. You see, that article goes on to state this, and this is a very important part here. The DOJ sources have decided to speak to the Post and risk their career because they are concerned that federal law enforcement has been politicized and is abusing the constitutional rights of innocent Americans. And they say more whistleblowers are ready to join them. And I really pray that you guys come forward there. And it says, quote, the most frightening thing is the combined power of big tech colluding with the enforcement arm of the FBI, says one whistleblower. Google, Facebook, and Twitter, these companies are globalist. They do not have our national interests at heart. And that's coming from these whistleblowers and these leakers out of the DOJ. They're coming from the DOJ, they're coming from the FBI. But doesn't that tell you something when they're going after only one type? And again, they are being pressured by the White House. But pressure aside, obviously, this is something the upper top of the FBI and DOJ want them to do. In fact, take a look here. And this is also a recent article, Washington Times. Biden accused of pressuring FBI to fabricate extremist and white supremacist cases. Rank and file FBI agents are accusing the Biden administration of exaggerating the threat of white supremacists and pressuring agents to cook up domestic terrorist cases involving racist extremists. Current and former FBI agents told the Washington Times that the perceived white supremacist threat is overblown by the administration. They said top bureau officials are pressuring FBI agents to create domestic terrorist cases and to tag people as white supremacists to meet internal metrics. Gotta meet a quota. Quote, the demand for white supremacy coming from FBI headquarters vastly outstrips the supply of white supremacy, said one agent who spoke on the condition of anonymity. And he says this, and this is a very powerful point here: we have more people assigned to investigate white supremacists than we can actually find.
Lucy, we have a problem.
On the epictimes.com, 14 FBI whistleblowers have come forward, says Representative Jordan. Here we have multiple whistleblowers coming forward telling Congress we have problems, we have issues, there's things going on at the FBI, and they're telling all of this information to Congress. Right now, the FBI, the DOJ are obviously denying it. They're not really politicized like all these whistleblowers are claiming and all the Americans are seeing. In fact, let me remind you of some of the corruption that the FBI has done. Here's actually a new one. You may not have heard this one, but this is massive. This came out on, September 15th. So here it is. FBI whistleblower says that Bureau labeled a veteran-led group as a domestic terrorist organization. A veteran-led group. That's a domestic terrorist. And what does the FBI say? Oh, we can't designate domestic terrorist organizations. Oh, you can't? That's your response? Well, here's some other corruption, just as a quick reminder. YahooNews.com, national review there. FBI whistleblowers claim agents investigated parents accused of threatening school boards over the mask policy. Then we also have GrassleySenate.gov. This is coming straight from Chuck Grassley, our senator. Whistleblowers, with an S, reports reveal double standard in pursuit of politically charged investigation by senior FBI and DOJ officials. Multiple whistleblowers, including those in senior positions, are raising the alarm about tampering by senior FBI and Justice Department officials in politically sensitive investigations ranging from election and campaign finance probes across multiple election cycles to investigative activity involving derogatory information on Hunter Biden's financial and foreign business activities. This is on Fox News. FBI actually purged conservatives and those who were critical of January 6th narrative. Whistleblowers tell GOP lawmakers. Then we have American Military News. Leak FBI document labels extremists as those who carry the Betsy Ross flag, those who believe in the Second Amendment, and those who believe in the Gadsden flag. And here's like a quick look at that.
Should break the FBI into 94 pieces because they ought to be decentralized. Main justice appears to be the problem. The Washington field office appears to be the problem. We ought to put the FBI under the supervision of United States attorneys and judicial districts all over the country. And there are 94 of those. I wish we had said it that way.
Nailed it. I mean, I don't mean to sound like an alarmist here, but I think it's safe to say the FBI has lost the trust of most of the American people.
God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with big tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.